ever since 2016, I have done my level best to not be divisive, to make sure that we can unite, to make sure that we have the ability to unify behind whoever was going to be the eventual nominee in 2020. I have used my entire platform, both on Twitter, both on YouTube, everywhere that you have heard my voice. I have done everything that I could to make sure that we don't go into the divisiveness of 2016. And to my error, I believe my mistake has also been to kind of lay the bulk of my criticisms at the feet of the Bernie crowd. And it's not for any other reason, but besides the fact that I hold my side more accountable. And that's just generally how I live. I have higher expectations of people that I roll with, right? And so most of my criticisms has been an issue of Bernie Sanders supporters. Let's not do anything that's going to make 2020 hard for us to unify. I'm guilty of that. Well, yesterday, Hillary Clinton made a fool out of me and everyone else who tried to make sure that we could unify by announcing through an interview that she's going to, actually a documentary that she is going to be participating in or releasing in March, a documentary about her life and a documentary about her run for the presidency. She has inserted into the equation the most divisive rhetoric that could possibly ever be inserted. Yesterday, she said that nobody likes Bernie Sanders. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to work with him. According to Politico.com, this is what she says in her forthcoming documentary. Quote, "He was in Congress for years. He had one senator support him. Nobody likes him. Nobody wants to work with him. He got nothing done," Clinton said in a 4-part series entitled Hillary. He was a career politician. It's all just baloney. And I feel so bad that the people got sucked into it. I don't know what to say about this woman other than there's something really wrong with her. Now, she has since come out, and there's no need to be fair to her because this is her doing, but she has since come out and tried to make light of what's coming out, about what's coming out in her documentary. And she said this on Twitter, quote, "I thought everyone wanted my authentic, unvarnished views. But to be serious, the number one priority for our country and the world is retiring Trump. And as I have always said, I will do whatever I can to support our nominee." Now, what she said on Twitter actually contradicts what she said in the upcoming documentary, because in the documentary, she made it clear that she didn't want to discuss the possibility of her having to support Bernie Sanders because we don't want to go there. This is too soon. We don't know how it's going to work out, essentially paraphrasing her. This has given life to the Hillary versus Bernie wars that I fought so hard against in 2016 and ever since. And it is 100% the fault of Hillary Clinton and no one else and her supporters. And if this has any bearing on our ability to unify after the primaries are over, it is nobody's fault but Hillary Clinton. Because what they're asking of us as supporters of Bernie Sanders is for us to be magnanimous when they're being petty. What they're asking of us is for us to be above the fray when they're hitting below the belt. They're asking for us while they are reveling. I mean, all of her surrogates, all of her Twitter supporters, all of them reveled in the pettiness of Hillary Clinton, when in actuality, what's going to happen in response to this is and justifiably so, if you think about it, Bernie Sanders supporters would be able to look legitimately at whoever the nominee is and say, I won't support that person because of this. It's something that I don't want to see happen, because ultimately we do have to get rid of Donald Trump. But you are asking when the person who caused the wound comes back and throws and pours salt in the wound, you can't expect people to be above the fray. You can't expect people to go above and beyond and to do something that nobody else is, that they wouldn't do themselves. I mean, the level of pettiness, the level of grandstanding, the level of posturing has been sickening. And yet you expect Bernie Sanders supporters to fall in line and to just support whoever the nominee is, especially if it's somebody that is supported by Hillary Clinton, who is a proxy for Hillary Clinton. It doesn't work like that. You have to, the reason I was so adamant, about Bernie Sanders supporters not making it impossible to unify with the eventual nominee is because we need their supporters. We need Biden supporters. We need Buttigieg supporters. We need Warren supporters to actually win. That's why I always held the position that I held. But now we're in a situation where Hillary Clinton has stirred up the Hillary versus Bernie wars so much so that her supporters are running out here and grandstanding to the point where people would rather not support the nominee simply because of the behavior of Hillary Clinton supporters and Hillary Clinton herself. That sounds mighty familiar, right? Because that's literally what they have criticized us for. They've criticized Bernie Sanders supporters for behaving poorly. Well, here is this is not Bernie behaving poorly. This is Hillary Clinton behaving poorly. Arguably still one of the most powerful women in politics, engaging in the most petty and futile and fatuous examples of politics imaginable.